5 minutes till game time. 5 minutes.
Reckon 5 minutes. Game time. Testing. 3 minutes until game time. Testing, testing.
Take you through this action here today.
We are live here at Falcon Park. Good evening. My name is Evan Caroccio, alongside Ryan Story. Ryan, how are you doing tonight?
Doing great. Evan, it's good to hear both of us talk at the same time.
The Auburn Double Days tonight will take on the Elmira Pioneers. And the Elmira Pioneers come into this one with a record of 5 wins, 4 losses. They are just about above 500. They're kind of struggling a little bit this season. They're on a 1-game losing streak. They pretty much are losing away games. They're 500 away. At home, they're 3-2. So overall, they're about 55% win rate. Whereas the Auburn Double Days, on the other hand, they have been hot this season. They lost to the Niagara Falls Americans, and since then, they have been hot. 7-1 is their record, about 87% win rate. They are on a 4-game winning streak. They're 4-0 at home to start the season. This is huge for the Auburn Double Days, as they have another home game tonight. They're 3-1 away, and neutral, they are 0-0. So, first pitch is just about thrown here at Falcon Park. Stepping up to the plate, that is number 1, Michael Gardner, the shortstop. He will face off against number 8, Joseph Williams. The pitch from Williams on the way is swung on and fouled. Out of play, and we are underway here at Falcon Park.
Joseph Williams this season has a 1.64 ERA. He's certainly impressed early on.
Looking to extend it to number 3. The second pitch is going to be inside.
Next pitch.
Number 1 for 1-1 count.
Called for a ball.
Williams just couldn't quite get the call there, and that's something you got to take note of. Second pitch of the season, you're not getting that spot. Got to remember that for the rest.
Next pitch.
The delivery comes
Taken for a strike.
Straight into
1-2 count.
The second strike. And see the crowd here. Giving a little clap to their Auburn guy. Yeah, that was a breezy out of the handle.
Decent amount of fans here in attendance tonight at Falcon Park. Beautiful night for baseball. Next pitch almost clips him.
Very close inside, almost at the back leg of Gardner.
And to move out of the way of that one.
Count it now.
Yeah, Williams goes and speeds him up after giving him the off speed. Nearly hits him there, and I can tell you the person.
So we got a 2-2 count approaching.
Michael Gardner currently on an 18
The
on
pitch.
streak.
This one
Inside
almost
again
hits him
for
again.
ball number 3.
Back-to-back pitches that almost clip him. Full count approach coming. Michael Gardner from the University of Kentucky. He's from Oyster Bay, New York. Working with a full count approach. The 3-2. And this one's hit right back to Williams. Clubs it. Throw to first is in time. That's a 1-3 put out on a hit pitch right back to the pitcher, Joseph Williams, who barely had to move. So we've got one out here in the top of the first inning. And with that, that'll bring up Brett Baker, who's listed as a center fielder tonight.
Haug is in left. George Farley's in center. Teddy Monahan is in right field.
We change our score bug here for the YouTube stream. That's one out.
The first out came in.
Next pitch is taken for a ball. And Brett Baker is set in the box, a lefty for the Elmira Pioneers.
Did his job and lead off hitter, saw a lot of pitches.
As Williams gets ready to deliver, that one's hit high.
This pitch is skied into the air and out of play. It ricochets off of the stadium roof.
That's going to be the first strike of the at-bat.
Brett Baker from the University of Massachusetts, Dartmouth.
Baker, who looks to try
He's
and get
from
on
Chelmsford,
well.
Massachusetts.
That's currently Ryan.
Steps back into the box with a 1-1 count, 1 out, no one on.
He's the center fielder here today, and
The pitch.
consistently.
And this one just misses outside. No budge from the home plate umpire.
That's a really good pitch there from Williams. Tries to get it on the corner and on the outside part of the plate. If Baker's able to make contact, he'll be able to do a ton of damage with it. But try to seal it for strikes.
This one's going to be skied up. Running over is Tavares.
Over towards the dugout of Auburn.
And it drops in front of Tavares and Chase Moore, who both cannot believe that they could not come up with that
So
one.
it was able to be caught, but no one called it off. So it's going to be a strike.
Bit of miscommunication there, but briefly, let's meet the Double A's fielders. Chase Moore at third base, Connor Rumpf at shortstop, Nautro Gonzalez at the second baseman position. Your first baseman is Braden Michelson, Jose Tavares, the catcher. Down left field, that's Colin Hogg. George Farley, center fielder, and in right field, Teddy
For
Monahan.
Brett Baker, he's
It's Colin Howe, that is.
ready to give the sign over to
2-2 count signifies the home plate umpire. Williams kick steals the pitch. This one's fouled back against the screen.
Back into the netting. It'll stay at 2-2 count.
Comes up our way. Good thing there's a net there.
Baker.
On deck after Baker
ready
is Tubman.
on the base paths right now. It's the case
A lot of pitches thrown here in two batters.
Nasty meat over at first.
The pitch.
That one is
This one's low, below the knees. Count is
the
full.
second batter now gets a full count as Brett Baker looks ready to bring things forward.
And Gardner and Baker doing their job for the rest of the lineup, getting a lot of pitches out of Williams.
Had about 12 pitches early on.
Trying to set the rest of the lineup up for success.
Williams.
The 3-2.
That one is gonna be
No budge there from the home plate umpire. That's the first walk of the night given up by Joseph Williams.
So
So Baker is on first base. Jack Tubman due up to the plate, a righty for the Pioneers. He's playing left field tonight for them.
Now with a man on.
Working with one out, man on first.
By Coach Drum. Change his entire approach. Look over from Williams.
Off of first already is Baker.
He gets ready to
The pitch.
It comes
This one is outside for a ball.
For Williams, he's not normally a guy that's letting people get on. He's entered into today with a .82 whip.
Tubman from Roger Williams University.
Already got one on. Wants to get out of this one.
Williams kick, steals the pitch.
So outside.
That one just misses outside.
That's what I mentioned, that 0.82 whip. Anytime the pitcher you have a whip below zero, the pitcher's giving up less than one base runner an inning. So this means he's getting up about 4 base runners every 5 innings. That's about
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Williams gets ready. He
Get with
gets
me
set.
tonight, guys, so I can settle up.
He looks back and delivers. And that one is
This one
outside. He's trying to paint that right side.
just
Not going to meet the spot. Just a couple inches outside. And it's going to be a 3-0 count.
also misses outside. Count is 3-0. So Williams kind of struggling to find the strike zone here. That's 4 straight balls.
all the rest of the night.
And I'm not sure if Baker is on his mind here, but the 3-0. Wow, that one just misses. So that's 5 straight balls and back-to-back walks given up. Tubman on first. On second is Baker. Jack Aylward due up to the plate. Listed as the designated hitter tonight.
In the field, potentially, there's a big wall over to left field.
Both runners are off their bases.
He did up in Niagara. It's going to be a couple runs scoring for high.
Williams going to give the lead runner a look. Kick steals the pitch, and this one's fouled back against the net. So there's a first strike in a while for Williams.
You also sometimes with the team the defense is giving you. And right now we're seeing the second baseman. We're seeing Gonzalez. He's pinching a lot to try and pull Baker on. If we look at first base, we're seeing he's playing on the cut of the grass there.
Again, both runners are off their bases.
On that right.
Williams gets set in his position here.
Williams, kick steals. This one's high.
So, Aylward in that last game that he played that was against the double base, every single time he went to the plate, he got on. He started off by getting hit by the pitch. There's 2 walks in that one, and also a single. Here comes
Williams giving the lead runner a look. Kick steals. This one's high again. That's a great stop there by Tavares to keep the runners on. 2-1 count with 1 out. And what do we know about Jack Aylward? Well, he's batting .250 on the season in 2 games played. 4 at-bats. He has hit a double, has an RBI. So if he does that here, it's going to be huge for the Pioneers to get going early on. Williams gives the lead runner a look, kick steals, and this one just misses outside. Again, no budge there from the home plate umpire, who's trying to get that outside corner of the plate, but cannot seem to get it. 3-1 count. The pitch. This one swung on a miss. Counts full at 3-2. Double A's fans love that.
And that's already 3 full counts for William.
The pitch. And this one's high. The payoff pitch is ball 4. That loads the bases here with 1 out. And it looks like Eaton, the manager for the Auburn Double Days, is going to make his way out there to go try to calm down Williams. We're going to take a break for a brief moment. We'll be right back in just a second. All right, we are back after that brief break. Thomas Eaton out there went to go talk to the Doubleday starting pitcher to try and calm him down. He gave up 3 straight walks after getting a ground out for the first out, and he has been struggling since. He is going to face off against Ryan Gabinelli here. Gabinelli watches that one go by. Counts tied at 1-1. So Baker is on third, Tubman's on second, and Aylward is on first. Gabinelli swings at that one. It's fouled. 1-2 count with 1 out. Williams would love a strikeout here, or a ground out for a double play to get out of this inning. The pitch. Well, that one just missed. Counts tied at 2-2, and we saw this before where Williams got ahead in the count and then gave up a walk. And there it is there, and here comes the lead runner. The throw into home is safe. The tag was in time, but the ball comes out. Great heads-up base running by Brett Baker to pick up a stolen base off of a wild pitch. It was 1-0 Elmira Pioneers as Baker scores off the wild pitch. Tubman on third. And Aylward is on second. So 1-0 Elmira. The pitch from Williams. This one's going to be a hit and going to left field for a base hit. Tubman scores with ease, and staying at third is Aylward. 2-0 Elmira. Ryan Gabinelli with an RBI single to make it 2-0 Pioneers. And that was just an impressive diving attempt by Connor Rumpf, and Chase Moore tried to get it as well. And here's Jalen Tidwell. The pitch to him. This one's fouled, out of play. Having to go back to first base will be Gabinelli. Gabinelli back on first. On third is Aylward. Tidwell working with a 0-1 count. There's the throwback to first to try to get Gabinelli. It's not in time. The pitch. This one's fouled again. Tidwell swinging at everything. He's all over Williams right now. Tidwell batting .273 on the season. 5 games played, 5 games started. This is a 12th at bat. He's got 3 hits on the season. 1 double, 1 triple. Working with the 0-2 count and 1 out. The pitch. And this one almost clips him right in the helmet. Barely moved out of the way. He got lucky there. It missed him. 1-2 count. The pitch. There goes the runner to second. The throwdown will have him on his feet. They're going to chase him down to first, tag him out. There's the runner to home. It will not be in time. And that's the second out, but that's great heads-up base running by Gabbianelli. By Jack Aylward. Gabbianelli got put out trying to steal the go to second. Thrown down by Jose Tavares, and tagging him out was Rumpf. This one swung and a miss, and there's a strikeout. Jalen Tidwell goes down swinging, but 3 runs come in for the Elmira Pioneers. The damage has been done here in the top of the first inning. 3-0 Pioneers. We're going to make our way to the bottom of the first. We'll be right back. That was just a brief audio check there. Landon Birch, number 33, the pitcher for the Pioneers. We're back for the bottom of the first inning. And leading off for the Auburn Doubledays, that's number 26, the center fielder, George Farley. First pitch to him is cracked on, foul down third base, and we are underway here in the bottom of the first inning. So the Pioneers in the top of the first scored 3 runs off of wild pitches and 3 straight walks given up by Williams. This one is called strike. Farley does not swing at that one. It goes Farley, Ragland, Monahan, then Moore. That's 1 through 4 for the Doubledays. The pitch. This one's going to be hit down the third base line and fouled. Just foul. Doubledays are in their home white uniforms, and the Pioneers are in their road dark blue uniforms. So a blue-on-blue matchup tonight. The pitch. This one's going to be hit right towards Tidwell. Gloves it. Throw to first. Is in time. 5-3 put out for the first out here in the bottom of the first. Impressive bullet thrown there by Tidwell. William Ragland III, the designated hitter, is due up to the plate. We said Landon Birch is on the mound tonight for the Pioneers. Ragland comes into this one batting .143 on the season. 5 games played, 4 games started, This is his 8th at bat. He has 1 hit on the season so far. Watches that one for a strike. Working with 1 out, no 1 on. The pitch. Breaking ball. This one just misses upstairs. Count's now tied at 1-1. Birch kick steals. This one's hit right back to him, and he's going to tag Raglan on the move for the second out. It's a 1 unassisted for the second out, and Teddy Monahan, who is the only Double Days player so far this season to have a home run, steps up to the plate. He's batting .600 on the season. This is his 6th game played, 5th game started. His 16th at bat. He's got 9 hits on the season, 2 doubles, and like I said, 1 home run, 9 RBIs. He leads the team in RBIs. Takes that one for a ball. 1-0 count, 2 outs. No 1 on. Birch pitching from the windup still. Kick steals. This one is taken for a ball. Count is 2-0. Monahan back in the box. The pitch. And this one skied. Taking off his mask is Jacob Jones. That one ricochets off of the press box roof up here. Sounded like thunder. Jalen Tidwell at third. Michael Gardner at shortstop. A.J. Lugo at second. Ryan Gabbianelli at first base. Jack Tubman at left field. Brett Baker at center. And Michael Ferranti is at right field. Jacob Jones, our catcher, the pitch. And this one's taken for a ball. Counts 3-1. And just like this is the first time we've seen Landon Birch get behind in the count tonight. The pitch. This one's going to be hit right to the glove of Gardner. Throw to first is in time, and the Double Days go 3 up, 3 down with no hits and no runs. A 6-3 putout to end the bottom of the first inning. We're going to make our way to the top of the second inning. We'll be right back on the Auburn Double Days YouTube channel. Top of the second. Leading off for them will be A.J. Lugo. And he's going to face off against Joseph Williams. 3-0 Elmira Pioneers. They got a hot start to the top of the first, and they look to keep things going as the Double A's went 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the first. The pitch from Williams on the way, taken for a strike, and we are underway here in the top of the second. A.J. Lugo, no relation to Seth Lugo, the pitcher for the Royals, steps up to this one. He's got an average of 0. This is his 3rd game played, 3rd game started. He has no hits on the season, yet he has 2 runs. This is his 6th at-bat. He's down 0-2 in this one and would love to pick up his first hit here. to get things going for the Pioneers. The pitch. This one swung on a miss, and there's a strikeout for Williams. And Lugo will still be looking for his first PGCBL hit of the season in his next at-bat. So that's back-to-back strikeouts for Williams. And stepping up to the plate, that's Brandon Dalbeck, the extra hitter tonight. Wearing number 3. He's a righty. The first pitch to him is crushed in the left field and dropped for a base hit right in front of Tubman. And that's a single for him to get things going for the Pioneers. Jacob Jones, the catcher, wearing number 44. It's actually Ryan Jones, not Jacob. So on first base is Dalbeck. The pitch. This one's going to be hit to Rumpf. Gloves it. Throw to second is in time. Throw to first. Not in time. So a fielder's choice hit for Ryan Jones as Dalbeck is out at second trying to advance. 2 outs. And things are different here for the Doubledays in the top of the second. Here's Michael Ferranti, the right fielder. He's working with 2 outs and a runner on first. That's Ryan Jones. The pitch. This one's going to be swung on and missed. Curveball was disgusting there. He definitely got him chasing. There's the throwback to first to try to get Jones, but he dives back in time. So 0-1 count still. The pitch. And this one swung and a miss. There's the throw down to first to try to get Jones. And oh boy, the Doubledays fans thought that he got him. 2 strikes, 2 outs. The Yankees, 2 strike, 2 out siren playing here at Falcon Park. Doubledays fans did not agree with that call whatsoever. It was a bang play. The pitch. Strike 3. Home plate umpire rings him up. That's a backward K in the books. And that's 3 strikeouts on the game for Joseph Williams, who was locked in this inning. We are going to make our way to the bottom of the second inning for the Doubledays at-bats. We'll be right back on the Doubledays YouTube channel. Bottom of the second inning, 3-0 Pioneers. If you're just joining us, I'm Evan Carocchio bringing you tonight's action till Ryan Story takes over in the sixth. Chase Moore, the third baseman, number 15, due up to the plate. He's batting .400 on the season. This is his 6th game played, 5th game started, and his 11th at bat. He scored 4 runs himself, has 4 hits, and one of them being a double. He has 7 RBIs on the season. Watch as that one go by for a strike. We are underway here in the bottom of the second inning. This one's fouled back. Still out there on the mound, that's number 33, Landon Birch, who has been sharp so far. He has a brother on the team, Larson Birch, who wears number 40. They're both pitchers. Landon Birch has an ERA of 0.82. He has 1 win, 0 losses. This is his 3rd appearance and 3rd game started. He has been phenomenal all season for the Pioneers, and tonight he has his stuff dialed down. That one is a bit upstairs and outside, making the count 1-2, but first inning, he made the Double Days go 3 up, 3 down, no hits, no runs. He was sharp. Next pitch. This one's high and upstairs. Count is tied at 2-2. That one clocked in at 88 miles per hour as we have our radar gun finally hooked up to the Jumbotron here at Falcon Park. The 2-2 approach. A breaking ball, and down looking goes Chase Moore. That's the first strikeout on the night for Birch. And Moore knew it right away. That's a backwards K in the books. Connor Rumpf, the shortstop, is due up to the plate, wearing number 24. Rumpf batting .375. This is his 4th game played, 4th game started, his 9th at bat. 3 runs and 3 hits. He has a double. First pitch to him is taken for a ball downstairs. Counts 1-0 with 1 out. And the Double Days, who are usually sharp in the first couple of innings, so far being skunked in this one, down 3-0. The pitch. This one's going to be hit right off of the glove of the pitcher, Birch, who does glove it and backhands it to first for the 2nd out. Ricocheted off of his glove as he dove for it. He was able to stop in the turf grass. He was able to glove it and throw to first in time. So that's a 1-3 put out, the 2nd time that's happened tonight. And Colin Haug due up to the plate. Does not want the Double Days to go 3 up, 3 down in back-to-back innings. So let's hope that he gets a base hit here to keep the Double Days alive. He's the left fielder tonight for the Double Days. The pitch. He lays down a bunt but pulls back. That one clocked in at 86 miles per hour. A fastball there from Birch. We update our score bug on the YouTube channel. There's 2 outs. Colin Haug, batting .333 on the season, has 1 hit in 3 at-bats. The 2-0. This one's downstairs. 3-0 count. Haug walks here to be the first Double Days batter to make first base tonight. Like I said, Haug is .333 on the season. He's actually 3 hits and 9 at-bats, and he watches that one go by for a strike. On deck, if he does reach, is the first baseman, Braden Michelson. The 3-1 on the way, and this one's going to be chopped on, and just like that, the count is full with 2 outs. Full count approach coming up. Birch kick steals. This one's going to be hit into right field and drops for a base hit. The Doubledays pick up their first hit of the night in the bottom of the second off a bloop hit in the shallow right field that drops in between AJ Lugo and Michael Ferranti. Haug with the single. He's now 400 on the season. Braden Michelson due up to the plate. He'd love to advance Haug off of first. On deck after him is fan favorite Nacho Gonzalez. As we said, Michelson is our first baseman tonight. Working with 2 outs and a runner on. The pitch. This one's going to be popped up. First base side, out of play. A souvenir for the young fans here at Falcon Park. Stepping back into the box is Michelson. He's down 0-1. Off of first is Haug. Let's see if he has the green light to steal, and he does. The throw down to second. Gets away. Haug is safe with a stolen base. Showing off his wheels. The throw got away there from Ryan Jones, but it was a great stop from Lugo. Gardner backing that one up to keep. Haug got second base. So counts tied at 1-1 as that one was well above the chest of Michelson. He's working with a runner in scoring position. Would love a single here. The pitch. This one, a breaking ball, almost clips him. Didn't even show any emotions. As in, he didn't move out of the way at all. Count is 2-1. Doubledays fans stopping, clapping. Would love to see a base hit here. The pitch. This one's going to be hit right to the second baseman who gloves it cleanly. Lugo barely had to move. That's the third out. And F4 ends the inning as Michelson is retired. Nacho Gonzalez will not step up to the plate. So Doubledays in 2 innings do not score a run. It's 3-0. Elmira Pioneers. Joseph Williams makes his way back to the mound. We're going to make our way to the top of the 3rd inning. We'll be right back. Top of the 3rd inning, 3-0 Pioneers. If you're just joining us, Doubledays went 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the first. And in the second, they finally picked up a hit thanks to Colin Haug. He was left stranded. And due up to the plate is Michael Gardner, the shortstop for the Pioneers, as the lineup flips over for the first time tonight for them. They scored 3 runs in the first inning off of 3 straight walks, then wild pitches scored runs. And a single from Gabbianelli scored a run as well. Michael Gardner, in his first at-bat, grounded out to the pitcher. He's 0 for 1 on the night. The pitch. This one taken for a ball, and quickly the count is 3-0. We finally have our radar gun up there on the Jumbotron as that one clocked in at 81 miles per hour. Time is 7:11, some clouds forming, but nonetheless a beautiful night for baseball here at Falcon Park. And Williams gives up a walk, his 4th walk given up on the game. Gardner reaches first safely for the first time tonight, and with that, that'll bring up Brett Baker, who walked in the first inning, scored off of a wild pitch. As Brett Baker's 9th walk on the season, he leads the Pioneers in walks. Closest one after him is Jalen Tidwell with 6. Counts 0-1. Off of first is Gardner. He's going to second, and Tavares bobbles it. Cannot get the throw off. That's an easy stolen base for Michael Gardner, as Tavares bobbled it. Definitely hard to try to pick off a speedy runner like Michael Gardner, who's already off of second base, and Baker's working with a 1-1 count. The pitch. This one's going to be cracked and drops for a base hit in a right field, and losing his glove is Nacho Gonzalez, and being waved home is Gardner. The throw into home, not in time. The speedy Michael Gardner scores from second off of a single by Brett Baker. Baker with the single. Gardner scores the run. 4-0 Pioneers. They're starting to open this one up here in the top of the third. Nacho Gonzalez at second base tried to grab it. He lost his glove and it kicked into right field, and having to get it in was Monahan. Here's Jack Tubman, who walked and scored in the first inning as well. Off of first already is Baker. Keeping him close, however, is Michelson. The pitch. This one's going to be hit. Underneath it is Connor Rumpf, the shortstop, calling everyone off and makes the play. Barely had to move on that one. That's in F6. That's the second out. Excuse me, that's the first out on the inning. Jack Aylward is due up to the plate. He walked in the first inning, advanced on a wild pitch, and scored. He's working with 1 out and a runner on. So far, the Pioneers have 3 hits on the game compared to the Doubleday's 1 hit. There's the throw over to first by Williams to try to get Baker from advancing. We're going into a secondary lead. He's back safely, though. So Aylward back in the box. Picked up his 3rd walk on the season. He smashes that one down the third base line, but it's fouled. Third base coach for the Pioneers was able to collect that one and throw it back to Williams. So off of first is Baker. Aylward working with the 0-1 count. Williams clearly flustered a little bit by Baker as he throws it over to first yet again to try to get him from going to that secondary lead. Baker's again already off of first. Williams from the stretch, kick steals. This one swung and a missed. 83-mile-per-hour pitch blown right by him. Count is 0-2. We have no movement in the Doubleday's pen. Absolutely no one in the Pioneers' pen whatsoever. 0-2 on the way. And there goes the runner, and Tavares bobbles it yet again on the transfer. Tavares struggling, trying to pick off runners. A stolen base for Brett Baker, and that's back-to-back times where runners have advanced off of Tavares's mishaps behind the plate. 1-2 count to Aylward. Runner in scoring position. Williams giving the runner 2 looks, kick steals the pitch. This one's outside. Counts tied at 2-2. A good stop there, however, by Taveras to keep the runner from going to third. Counts 2-2. The pitch on the way. This one swung on and missed for the 4th strikeout on the game so far for Joseph Williams. That's his 3rd strikeout swinging. He has one looking. 2nd out here in the top of the 3rd inning. With that, Ryan Gabbianelli is due up to the plate. He hit for a single and got out trying to advance to 2nd. He was the first hit on the game for the Pioneers. The pitch. Foul ball. 3rd base side. Just behind the 3rd base coach for the Pioneers. Ryan Gabbianelli came into this one batting .333. He has 6 hits on the season after his hit. And he hits this one right to the glove of Chase Moore. Gloves that throw to first is in time for the 3rd out. 5-3 put out ends the inning, but a run does come in for the Elmira Pioneers off of a stolen base by Gardner and a single by Brett Baker that scored a run, 4-0. We're going to make our way to the bottom of the 3rd inning for the Doubledays at-bats. We'll be right back on the Auburn Doubledays YouTube channel. Bottom 3rd, 4-0 Elmira Pioneers stepping into the box for the Auburn Doubledays. That's fan favorite, number 3, the 2nd baseman, Nacho Gonzalez. What do we know about Mr. Gonzalez? Well, he steps into this one with a .636 average. This is his 6th game played, 12th at-bat. He's got 7 hits on the season. He's 3rd in hits for the Doubledays. 6 RBIs. 1 walk, 1 hit by pitch, and 1 strikeout. He's working with a 2-0 count. Still pitching out there on the mound for the Pioneers. That's number 33, Landon Birch, who has been exceptional so far. Through 2, he's only given up 1 hit, 1 stolen base. Has a backwards K in the books. Count is 2-1. And we talked about earlier Birch has a brother on the team, and both of them are exceptional, have been exceptional for the Pioneers this season. Larson Birch has an ERA of 0.00, 1 win, 0 losses, 2 appearances, and 1 game started. And Landon Birch, this is his 3rd game started, 3rd appearance. He has an ERA of 0.82, 1 win, 0 losses. So it must run in the family that you've got to be a good pitcher to be a Birch. The pitch. This one's cracked in a center right field, and it'll drop for a base hit. 2-hop to the wall, and Gonzalez makes his way to second base. A stand-up double for fan favorite Nacho Gonzalez, who shows off his double celly. That's his first extra base hit on the season, and the fans here at Falcon Park love him. Gave him a ovation for that exceptional hit in a right center field. So Gonzalez with the double off of only a few pitches. Here's Ryan Pedigrasso, the extra hitter tonight. Ryan Pedigrasso still looking for his first hit on the season. This is his 7th game played, 2nd game started, and this is his 5th at-bat. He's working with a runner in scoring position and no outs. The pitch. This one swung on a miss. Pedigrasso swung for the fences on that one. Double A's fans stomping around on the bleachers here. They have life. The pitch. And this one is stopped by Ryan Jones as it one hops in front of him. Able to get his glove down. An exceptional block there by Jones. Count is tied at 1-1. Off of second is Gonzalez. Giving him a look is Birch. The pitch. This one's fouled back against the net. Count is 1-2. On deck is Jose Taveras, the catcher tonight, who wears number 34. So 1-2 count. Birch well ahead in the count. Working with a runner in scoring position who's clapping around off second. Gives him a look, kick steals, a breaking ball that almost clips him in the helmet. Pedigrasso had to step out of the way out of that one and duck down. Curveball gone wild there. So count is tied at 2-2. The pitch. And this one gets away from Pedigrasso. Almost clips him in the back. Does not hit him, however. Full count approach coming up as Gonzalez is able to make his way to third base with ease off of a wild pitch. So that is a runner in scoring position for the Auburn Doubledays for the first time tonight. Full count, Doubledays fans stomping around off the bleachers. They'd love to see a base hit here from Pedigrasso. The pitch from Birch, a breaking ball, and this one hits him right in the helmet. Didn't even move, a breaking ball that plunks him. Home plate umpire checking on him, calls timeout. It appears that Pedigrasso is a bit shaken up. Let's hope that he's all right. First base coach is checking on him. That's the first hit by pitch given up by Birch. That's runners on the corners for the Doubledays. Unlucky for Birch as his breaking ball does not seem to be working so far here in the bottom of the third. Jose Taveras, the catcher, could do some damage here with no outs and runners on the corners. The pitch. Strike down the middle, no budge from Taveras. And what do we know about Mr. Catcher himself? He's batting .167 on the season. This is his 4th game played. He's got 1 hit on the season, 1 RBI. There's the throw over to first, which is not in time. So 0-1 count to Taveras. The pitch. Strike again down the middle. No budge from Tavares. A righty from Tallahassee State College. He's a commit there. Stands in the box at 5'8". He's from Clearmont, Florida. Working with the 0-2 count, and Doubleday's fans are making some life. Dancing off of first base is Petagrasso. The pitch. This one's going to be hit short. And that's a fly out right to Jalen Tidwell, who only had to make a few steps in. It jammed Tavares for the first out. That's an F5 on a shallow pop fly right to the glove of Jalen Tidwell. Lineup will flip over for the first time tonight for the Auburn Doubledays. Here's George Farley, 0 for 1 on the night. Grounded out to the third baseman Tidwell in the first inning. Working with 1 out, runners on the corners. The pitch, a breaking ball. Misses upstairs for ball 1. Farley with 3 RBIs on the season. Would love another one here. The pitch. This one's chopped on, fouled down the third baseline. Ricochets off the Doubleday's dugout and goes into left field. Chasing that one in the bullpen. Number 27, Jake Bentavanga. So, runners are off. 1-1 count, 1 out. And dancing well off first is Petagrasso, trying to get the attention of Birch, trying to throw him off. He does, throws over to first, and he's not in time. And Gavianelli was unable to get the tag down in time. AJ Lugo thought that the throw over got him, and I'm not sure if Petagrasso dancing around is the smart move here, as Birch has a very quick pickoff move. Here's Petagrasso again dancing the pitch. This one jams Farley and it ricochets off the net for a foul ball. One-two count, 1 out. Runners off again. Farley twirling his bat around. Birch from the stretch. Kick steals the pitch. And this one is check swung on, but field umpire says he did not go. So count is tied at 2-2 as that one was above the numbers. The pitch. This one swung on and missed. Farley goes down swinging. That's the second strikeout on the night for Birch. And this one huge, as that's the second out here in the bottom of the third. Here is William Ragland, who hit it right back to the pitcher in the first. He was the second out in the bottom of the first, and Doubledays trying to score some runs down 4-0 here in the bottom of the third. Would hate to leave runners stranded. The pitch. That one drops in, a 79-mile-per-hour breaking ball for a strike to Ragland. Ragland 1 RBI on the season. Would love one here. This one, that one just missed. Ragland backed out of the box. Home plate umpire did not budge on that inside call there. Great pitch from Birch, but a good eye from Ragland to even the count at 1-1. There goes Petagrasso to second. The throw down to try to get not in time, says the field umpire. A stolen base for Ryan Petagrasso, who had an exciting first base action as he made it to first base on the hit by pitch. He almost was picked off by Birch, who has a very quick pickoff move. He's able to pick up a stolen base. So 2 runners in scoring position. 2-1 count to the righty Ragland. And he calls time. And now stepping off is Birch. You can feel the intensity here at Falcon Park with fans clapping, stomping, yelling. The pitch. This one's going to be hit right to the third baseman, Tidwell. Gloves it. Throw to first in time. The run will not count. Another scoreless inning for the Auburn Doubledays. A stand-up double for Gonzalez, and then him advancing to the wild pitch. He gets left stranded at third, and Pedegrasso was hit by pitch and picked up a stolen base. He is left stranded at second, and then from there, the Doubledays go 3 up, 3 down. A strong outing from Landon Birch tonight to go 3 full innings without giving up a run. 4-0, Elmira. We are going to make our way to the top of the 4th inning. We'll be right back on the Auburn Doubledays YouTube channel. Top 4. Can't believe we're already in the top of the 4th. Feels like it's been kind of a quick game. Doubledays have yet to score a run through 3 complete innings. Not like them at all at the plate. Leading off for the Elmira Pioneers, that's Jalen Tidwell, who's 0 for 1 on the night. He's going to face off against Joseph Williams. He cracks this one into deep center field. Running back is George Farley, and it drops behind him for a base hit. Tidwell going to third base. The throw into third will not be in time. That's a sliding triple for Jalen Tidwell, showing off his triple celebration. And what happened there out in left center field? It dropped in between Colin Haug and George Farley. A bit of miscommunication and not great tracking out there. But George Farley did a great job of getting that one in, and the throw was just not in time to try to get the speedy Tidwell. So Tidwell, 1 for 2 on the night. Here's A.J. Lugo, who steps into the plate. He is 0 for 1 on the game so far. He was a victim of a strikeout to Williams. 0 for 1 on the night, dealing with a runner 90 feet away from scoring. Watches that one for a strike. The pitch from Williams, and this one will in fact plunk him. And Williams not able to clear his head after giving up a triple. First hit by pitch given up by Joseph Williams. Runners are on the corners, and here's Brandon Dalbeck. It was the second hit on the night for the Pioneers in the top of the 2nd. He then got out trying to advance to second, but nonetheless, he already has a hit off of Williams as he's 1 for 1. Both runners are off their bases. Keeping Lugo close is Michelson, and that one drops in the zone for a strike. Count is 0-1. Williams comes set from the stretch, throws over to first to try to get Lugo. Throw was not in time. A great tag there from Michelson and a great pickoff attempt. Just a second too late. This one is called a ball by the home plate umpire. Off of first already is Lugo. The pitch just misses outside. Nothing being called, just a bit outside by the home plate umpire so far tonight. Count is 2-1. Lugo off first. Michelson crouching, keep him close. This one just misses upstairs. A tad bit above the numbers on Dubek. 3-1 count. No outs. Runners on the corners. The pitch. This one fouled on. Against the roof here in the press box. And just like that, the count is full in favor of Williams because this one would not have been a strike. So let's see if Williams can pick up his 5th strikeout on the night here to Dubek. Would be huge for him. The pitch. This one's going to be hit in the center field. Running in is Farley. Gloves it. The runner will tag up. The throw into home will be way off. And that's a sac fly. RBI for Brandon Dubek, making it 5-0 Elmira Pioneers. Tidwell scores from third, and the throw was well off. Tavares could not get it, so advancing to second is A.J. Lugo. An RBI for Dubek, and the Pioneers are running away even more so far here in the top of the 4th. So 1 out, 5-0. Run scores here in the top of the 4th. And with that, that'll bring up Ryan Jones, the catcher. The pitch. This one swung on and missed. Ryan Jones got on first safely due to a fielder's choice in the top of the 2nd. Off of second already is Lugo. The pitch. This one's outside, gets away from Tavares. And now, just like that, another Pioneers base runner is 90 feet away from scoring. That's a pass ball in the books as Lugo able to go to third base. The 1-1 on the way. This one called strike by the home plate umpire at the numbers on Jones. Counts 1-2. Williams would love a strikeout here. We have some movement in the Doubledays pen. A bunch of pitchers stretching and warming up. And Jones swings and misses on that one. He's going to make his slow walk back to the dugout for the Pioneers. That's the 5th strikeout on the game for Joseph Williams in the 2nd out here in the top of the 4th. Michael Ferranti. Ferranti struck out looking in the 2nd. Watches that one go by for a strike. This one just misses outside. Count is 1-1 with 2 outs. Time is 7:40 here at Falcon Park. Sun starting to glare on the field a lot and set a tad bit. Some clouds as the overcast. Lights are on. Beautiful night for baseball. Will drop to the high 60s in an hour. Counts 0-2. Williams well ahead. As this one is swung on first base side, Michelson gives it a look at first base, but it's well out of play. So, staying alive is Ferranti. The pitch. This one's low. Tavares with a nice block there to prevent a pass ball or wild pitch. Huge moment there for Tavares to pick up the block. So, count is 1-2. Williams kick steals from the stretch. The pitch. This one's going to be hit into left field for a base hit. Pioneers scored their 6th run on the game with ease. A single for Ferranti. He is 1 for 2 on the night. And with that, the lineup will flip over for the 3rd time tonight for the Elmira Pioneers. 6-0 Pioneers, who so far, through 3 2/3 innings, are dog walking the Double Days at the plate. Here is Gardner. 0 for 1 on the night. He walked, picked up a stolen base, and scored in the 3rd. He swings at this one, and it goes into right field. Running over is Monahan, and it drops into the Double Days bullpen for a foul ball. A great run over there by Teddy Monahan. Great hustle. Almost had it. If there wasn't a fence there, I'm sure he would have been able to grab it. Instead, Gardner gets a rebuttal at the plate. Working with a 0-1 count, 2 outs. Runner on first. Gardner looks at his dugout for some signs. The pitch from Williams. This one's going to be hit to the 3rd baseman. Moore, throw to first. Not in time. A great scoop by Michelson, but instead it's an infield single for Michael Gardner, who improves to 1-2 on the night. Safe at second is Ferranti. On first is Gardner, and Brett Baker due up to the plate, who walked and scored in the 1st, hit for a single and a stolen base, and scored Gardner in the 3rd. The pitch to him. This one's going to be hit short on the first baseline and foul. Michelson runs in on it, but instead it's a foul ball. Oh, 1 count with 2 outs, and 2 runs have come in so far for the Pioneers here in the top of the 4th. They have 6 hits on the game compared to the Double Days' 2 hits. Collecting himself is Williams from the stretch. Kick steals. This one, same location, foul. Count is 0-2. 2 strike, 2 out, siren goes off. And Double Days fans have kind of lost life here in the top of the 4th. Both runners off their bases. It's Gardner off first. Off second is Ferranti. The pitch from Williams, and this one almost clips him. Had to stand up on his tippy toes to move out of the way at that one. And just like that, the count is 1-2. Williams needs a strikeout to get out of this inning. Already has given up 2 runs. The pitch. This one's jamming the batter Baker, and it will drop for a base hit in between in between Rumpf and Farley. 1 run scores. A single and advancing to second is Brett Baker. That's an RBI single for him. 7-0 Elmira Pioneers. Miscommunication there. A bloop single in a center field that could have easily ended the inning. Extends the inning. Ferranti scored from second base. And Gardner is on third base, and Baker with a single advanced to second base. It's an RBI for him. Thomas Eaton out there on the mound, the Double Days manager, going to talk to Joseph Williams. That one was definitely not on him. He was able to jam the batter But unlucky out there in center field as it dropped in between Rumpf and Farley. 7-0 Pioneers. They open this one up even more. This is their second 3-run inning so far on the game, and Eaton's going to make his way back to the dugout. Looks like Williams will stay in as his infield daps him up and tries to calm down his nerves. So Baker is on second, Gardner's on third, 2 outs, 7-0 Pioneers. Jack Tubman due up to the plate, working with 2 runners in scoring position and 2 outs. Tubman is 0 for 1 on the game so far, walked and scored in the first, and then flew out to the shortstop in the third. He hits this one hard down the third baseline, but it is a foul ball. It will be collected by the Doubledays bullpen. So Tubman set in the box. Williams kicks, deals the pitch. This one gets away from him, but a good stop by Taveras. 1-1 count. 2 outs. That one was 83 miles per hour. A fastball there from Williams that could not find the zone. The pitch. This one's high upstairs. Count is 2-1. Williams starting to struggle a little bit. We have a pitcher throwing in the Doubledays bullpen. Another pitcher stretching. The pitch. Just misses outside. Again, no budge from the home plate umpire. Count is 3-1. And Williams is now down in the count after being up 0-1. Kicks, deals, the pitch. This one's going to be hit into right field. Teddy Monahan will call everyone off, run in, and make the catch on the fly. That's an F9 in the books to pick up the third out. But a 3-run inning for the Elmira Pioneers adds to their lead as they start to open this one up here in the top of the fourth. We are going to make our way to the bottom of the fourth inning for the Doubledays at-bats. We'll be right back on the Doubledays YouTube channel. Bottom fourth, 7-0 Elmira Pioneers. They have really opened this one up in the top of the fourth. They scored 3 runs for the second time tonight. They've got 7 hits to the Doubledays, 2 hits. Teddy Monahan, the right fielder, up to the plate. He is 0 for 1 in the game so far, and Birch is still out there on the mound for the Pioneers, yet to give up a run through 3 full innings. The pitch. This one's going to be ripped. And that's an amazing play from A.J. Lugo. Throw to first is in time. Wow. What a play by A.J. Lugo as he catches that one on the backhand on the hop for the first out. Unlucky by Monahan as he crushed that one. It was just a one-hop right to the glove of Lugo. 4-3 put out for the first out. Chase Moore, who struck out looking in the second inning, steps up to the plate with one out, no one on. Watches that one go by for a ball. So 1-0 count with one out, no one on. Birch from the windup, kick steals. This one called a strike by the home plate umpire. Moore kind of could not believe that one. Four hits on the season for Chase Moore, who would love one here to get going for the Double Days at bats, who so far through 3 full innings only have 2 hits. He swings at that one. Count is 1-2 to him. The pitch. This one swung on and missed. And just like that, Chase Moore is a victim again to a Birch strikeout. He's 0 for 2 on the game. And Connor Rumpf is due up to the plate. He's 0 for 1 on the night as well. So far, the only hitters for the Double Days are Colin Haug and Nacho Gonzalez, who picked up an extra base hit in the third and was left stranded. Rumpf trying to avoid going 3 up, 3 down for the Double Days, who did that in the first inning. This one in there for a ball. Count is 1-0. Connor Rumpf, who is listed as the shortstop tonight, has had a busy day at shortstop position. A lot of hard hit balls hit his way, hit into the gaps, had some pop flies. Would love to settle down at the plate and pick up a hit here. Count is 2-1 to him. Birch kick steals the pitch, and this one's low. Home plate umpire checks on Ryan Jones, who blocks it. 3-1, and Rumpf would either love a base hit here or ball 4. Nothing in between. And calling time is Rumpf. Three-one count, 2 outs. Rumpf ahead in the count. The pitch. That was a strike right down Broadway. No budge there from Rumpf. Count is full with 2 outs. Let's see who wins this at bat. The 3-2 on the way, and this one, strike 3. Rumpf cannot believe it. The second backwards K in the books for Birch. 3 up, 3 down, no hits, no runs for the Double Days for the second time tonight. They are struggling at the plate, and Rumpf could not believe it. We are going to make our way to the top of the 5th inning. We'll be right back. Well, Joseph Williams' night is done here at the top of the fifth. He leaves this one. 4 innings pitched, 5 strikeouts, 4 walks, gave up 7 hits, 7 earned runs. Number 28, Brian Rocco, steps up to the pitcher's mound. He's going to face off against Jack Aylward, who swings and misses at that one. And just like that, Rocco is underway here in the top of fifth. Aylward 0 for 1 on the night, walked and scored in the first, struck out swinging in the third. Here in the fifth, he's working with a 7-0 lead, looking to extend things for the Pioneers. Score in Rocco, wearing number 28 across his back. The right-handed pitcher from Dean College, D3, from Gilbert, Arizona. He works up a pop fly. Tavares throws off his mask, and unfortunately for him, is a foul ball almost off of the press box roof here at Falcon Park. Count is 1-2, Rocco ahead. Kind of has an unorthodox pitching motion as he'll come set and then go behind his back and then skip and then pitch. This one, a breaking ball that just missed there. Count is tied at 2-2. And Aylward's going to call timeout. Rocco comes set from the stretch. Kick steals the pitch. This one's going to be crushed into center field. George Farley runs in and makes the catch on the run. An F8 in the books, as that is the first out here in the top of the fifth. And with that, that'll bring up Ryan Gabbianelli, who's 1 for 2 on the night. He picked up the first hit in the top of the first inning for the Pioneers, then was out at second trying to advance. He then grounded out to the third baseman Moore in the third, and he's working with 1 out and no one on here in the top of the fifth. Rocco with the pitch. That one just misses outside for ball 1. Time is 8 o'clock even here at Falcon Park. That one clocked in at 73 on the breaking ball. Rocco, the pitch. This one drops in the zone. Count is tied at 1-1. This one also drops in the zone. And here the home plate umpire from up here tonight. Loving it. No confusion on his calls whatsoever. 1-2 count. Rocco ahead, looking for his first strikeout. The pitch. This one's cut on. Fouled back our way. Doubleday's ball boy is going to collect that one as it's flipped to him by the on-deck batter, Jalen Tidwell. Home plate umpire says it's 1-2. Rocco kick steals the pitch. This one's hit into right field. Monahan runs over, has time against the wall, gloves it cleanly for the second out. An impressive hustle play by Teddy Monahan to pick up the second out on the run. 2 flyouts for 2 outs here in the top of the fifth inning. Ryan Tidwell is due up to the plate. He is 1 for 2 on the night. He picked up an extra base hit in the fourth, a triple, and scored. And then struck out swinging in the first. Working with 2 outs, swings and misses at that one. No one on for him. Tidwell's 4th hit on the season so far, as he swings and misses at that one, and the 2-out, 2-strike siren goes on yet again on the video board here at Falcon Park. Rocco well ahead in the count. The pitch. This one's going to be hit into shallow infield. Running in as Rumpf gloves it. Throw to first is in time. Field umpire with the punch out. An incredible stretch by the first baseman, Braden Michelson, and a phenomenal fielding play by Connor Rumpf. So, for the first time tonight, the Pioneers go 3 up, 3 down with no hits, no runs. Still 7-0 Elmira. We are going to make our way to the bottom of the 5th for the Doubledays at-bats. Out there on the mound still is Landon Birch. We'll be right back on the Auburn Doubledays YouTube channel. My night is done. Ryan Story's going to take over, and he's going to talk about how well the Yankees are doing right now against the Chicago White Sox. Right, Ryan? Scores 3-1, by the way.
White Sox are hot right now. They just won a series against the Dodgers, just won a series against the Braves, I believe. So for the Yankees to be off to a hot start, it's a good sign. Hi, everyone. I'm Ryan Story, taking over for Evan Carocchio here at the halfway point of this game against the Elmira Pioneers. Your Auburn Doubledays trailing 0-7 in this one. And it's been rough for Auburn, but new pitcher came in. That's Ryan Rocco. Came in, took down the Pioneers 1-2-3. So now we'll see how the Doubledays do here with some new batters. Maybe some new batters are going to switch up the forte for your Auburn Doubledays. Brendan Smith coming in relief of Colin Haug. He'll be replacing him in left field, most likely. Still going against the starting pitcher for the Pioneers, Landon Birch. Looking at Brendan Smith this season, he's one of the returners for the Doubledays this year, one of their only returners, and batting .500 on the campaign, slugging .600. He's shown patience to the plate, has racked up walks. For him, it's just about avoiding strikeouts. Smith was a great batter last season and has instantly brought both his consistency and his power over this year. Smith chatting with the home plate umpire. As it looks like the umpire's just registering the changes with the pinch hitter. Still on deck is Braden Michelson, the first baseman, so he won't be subbing out of tonight's game. Or at least not in this inning. So, the first pitch against the pinch hitter. It's in and it's high. That misses the zone. Smith has to duck his head backwards. Birch threw just about 64 pitches through those first 4 innings. So fairly consistent, as that's a hit just past the shortstop. Michael Gardner couldn't get to it, and a base hit for Brendan Smith. Again, who knows? Maybe these pinch hitters, the fresh blood in the Doubledays lineup and on the mound, maybe they can turn this around. Because what I saw through those first 5.5 innings, that's not how the Auburn Doubledays have looked at all throughout this entire season. As Evan previously mentioned, they're 7-1 on the campaign. That one loss was a late collapse, but even in that game, they still scored 7 runs. They still looked like the Auburn Doubledays. They just fell apart towards the end. This game has been nothing like that. Another contact with the ball, but Michelson might hit into a double play, and it gets there in time. The 5-6-3 putout, and that does not bode well for your Auburn Doubledays if they want to make a comeback attempt. As Braden Michelson, on the first pitch that he saw, hit right into the 5-6-3. So Smith and Michelson go down on that one pitch, bringing up Nacho Gonzalez with 2 outs on the board. The first pitch Gonzalez sees misses as a ball. It actually got past the catcher, Ryan Jones. The 1-0 count right now, we'd probably see Brendan Smith on second right now if that pass ball happened before Smith got out on the double play. And there's another base hit. Nacho Gonzalez gets it right past the second baseman, Lugo, his counterpart, over to the right of second base. Now the Doubledays have 2 base hits in this inning. Nacho Gonzalez on the day, 2 for 2. Doubled in his first at-bat there in the 3rd inning, now singled this time around. We'll see if Ryan Pedegrasso could bring some more oomph to the plate than Braden Michelson did with a runner on first. Pedegrasso, the batter, in the 9 holes, swings and misses at Birch's 70th pitch of the day. An 86-mile-per-hour fastball that Pedegrasso just could not keep up with. It was a tad late at that one. Gonzalez not taking too much of a lead off of first. Pitch high and inside near the head of Pedegrasso. Pedegrasso still looking for his first hit as a Doubleday. And speaking of nearly getting clipped in the head there, last time he was up at the plate, he got hit right in the dome. Breaking ball falls in for strike 2. He falls behind 1-2 of the count. Pedegrasso does, the 77-mile-per-hour curveball. Got a pinch hitter on deck for the Doubledays, I believe, with the 1-2 count. The 1-2. Swung on, fouled off. Pedegrasso staying alive. Excuse me, no pinch hitter for your Doubledays today. Jose Tavera still on deck. 2 outs on the board. 1-2 count. Runner on first. Birch taking it slowly. It's scooped into center field, gets out of the infield. Ryan Pedegrasso with a 3rd single that lands in the infield before trudging into the outfield in this inning for the Doubledays today. And your Auburn Doubledays have runners on both first and second. Landon Birch here might be losing his control over this game. So Pedegrasso on first, Gonzalez on second, Jose Taveras, the catcher, up to bat. He's 0 for 1 of the day, had a shallow line out to an infielder in his first at-bat. Birch still taking a while. First pitch, swung on, fouled off. The breaking ball, Taveras, was just early. George Farley on deck. So after Taveras, it flips around to the top of the order. Elmira only leading the Doubledays in the hit column 7-5 after 3 singles in this inning. Pitch inside, gets away from the catcher. Ryan Jones on the passed ball. Could not control it. Gonzalez to third, Pedegrasso to second. That's a second pass ball that Jones couldn't corral this game. 2 runners in scoring position. This is the Doubledays' best chance to get back in this game, getting runs early and often through this comeback bid. They haven't gotten 2 runners in scoring position at the same time all day. The 1-1. It's in. Not swung on it. That's strike number 2. The breaking ball. He saw Taveras, wasn't ready for it. This time Taveras doesn't go at all. The 1-2 pitch. Taveras. The Doubledays need him here. Birch keeping his eye on Pedegrasso in second. The 1-2 in. Missing low. Nearly gets away from Jones. He keeps it in front of him. If it got past Jones there, we likely would have seen Nacho Gonzalez make a mad dash for home. Now 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. The Auburn Doubledays here in the bottom of the 5th inning have a chance to plate 2. The count even. The pitch in and fouled off. Now approaching the 6th pitch of the at-bat. This has been a very even duel between the starting pitcher and the catcher. Birch approaching 80 total pitches on the day. A huge payoff pitch here. The 2-2. It's hit down the first base line. That's stopped by Gabbianelli, and that ends the 5th inning potential rally. Here, Auburn Doubledays come away scoreless. Elmira still leading 7-0 as we flip around to the top of the 6th inning. Stay tuned for more action coming your way. Welcome back here to the 6th inning of play in this Auburn Doubledays clash with the Elmira Pioneers. Now up to bat for Elmira, it's A.J. Lugo. On the day, Lugo 1 for 2, got hit by a pitch in his last at-bat. Watch that one go for strike 1. He got hit by a pitch, ended up coming all the way around to score. So now the 0-1, and he goes. That's 0-2. He tried to stop himself, but could not get it in time. Fell back out of the batter's box. Now it's 0-2. Misses out of the zone. Ryan Rocco took down the Pioneers 1-2-3 in the bottom of the top of the 5th. Now he's trying to do the same here. Breaking ball missing upstairs. Count now even 2-2. And Lugo goes down swinging. A beautiful breaking ball, 78 miles per hour, gets Lugo swinging his bat around. That brings up Brandon Dubek. Brandon Dubek out of Lafayette College. He didn't see any game action this past season, but back in 2024, started in a few games, so just have to wonder if he had to deal with some injuries there. But the catcher, generally plays catcher up to bat now. This game, he's the extra hitter for the Elmira Pioneers. The first pitch missed the zone. The 1-0 in. Doesn't go and is rewarded. The 2-0, now Rocco falling behind in this count. The 2-0 in. Swung on. Chopped foul. Rocco trying to get back into this one again. He's faced 4 batters so far and has not allowed Eddie to reach first. We saw the pitcher for the Pioneers do something similar as Landon Birch was really putting together a perfect performance in those first few innings, but has recently fallen apart. And that's a hit over to the third baseman. Moore tossing it over to Michelson. Gets there in time. That's the 5th straight out Rocco has recorded and is 1 batter away from going through the Pioneers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's Ryan Jones who's preventing him, or who at least will try to prevent Rocco from doing that. Ryan Jones today is 1 for 2, hit into a fielder's choice's first at bat, and then in the 4th inning was struck out looking. The 0-2, excuse me, he's 0 for 2, and the 0-0 misses outside. Ball number 1. Ryan Jones actually shares a name with a former kicker from the University of Cincinnati. Also a special teams coach at CBA, Christian Brothers Academy football in Syracuse. Now a 2-0 count for Rocco against Jones. Mirroring what he did in that last at-bat against Dubek. Swings, misses. Looks like he tipped a piece of it. But that went right into the glove of Tavares. Big righty batter going against the righty pitcher. It's in, swung on, whiff. This time he could not catch any of it. Rocco's immediately fought back in this to make it 2-2. The 2-2 strikes out the Canisius product. 3 straight swings, 3 straight misses. Jones goes down to end the 6th inning, or at least the top of the 6th inning. And now we see Ryan Rocco has faced 6 batters and put them all down with ease. Your Double A's return in the bottom of the 6th inning with George Farley kicking off the at-bats. Stick around for more Double A's action when you return. We're back here in the bottom of the 6th inning. George Farley, the leadoff batter, will kick off this half inning. Farley 0 for 2 on the day, struck out his last time up. After Farley, we're going to have a pinch hitter, as it looks like William Ragland's night is over. He was the designated hitter in this contest. Jaden Madrid going to come in for him, an infield for infield swap. The 0-0 pitch, a bunt laid down beautifully towards the third baseman. Tidwell throwing it over, can't get there in time. An infield single for George Farley. And that's a bunt that could not be placed any more beautifully. Now Jaden Madrid up to bat with a runner on first. Now 4 singles in the past 4 at-bats. Excuse me, in the past 5 at-bats for your Auburn Double A's. Prior to last inning, there had only been 2 hits that Birch had given up. Now he's given up 6 total on the night. Jaden Madrid up to bat, batting 182 on the campaign, more known for his fielding and base running than anything. When he plays both second and short, he's nearly flawless there. The runner taking off, and Farley doesn't even really have to dive. He does slide. It actually looks like Farley didn't get there in time, and that will be called out. Caught stealing. Farley goes down. What a throw from Ryan Jones, says Farley had an absolutely killer head start and just couldn't make it there in time. (1-0), and Madrid doesn't go. Strike 1. So Birch might not be getting batters out as proficiently as he was through the first few innings, but so far no damage on the scoreboard. His teammates are really helping him out. That ball got way away from him there, over the head of Jaden Madrid. Madrid might only stand 5'6", but I don't know if that pitch would have hit someone standing 6'0". The 2-1 count to the infielder. That's hit into right field. Ferranti trying to get to it, and he drops it. That landed just inside the first base line, and that is a double for Jaden Madrid. He made a sliding play at that. I don't believe that will be ruled an error, and Jaden Madrid gets an extra base hit. Now the Double A's have a runner in scoring position with Teddy Monahan up to bat. He's been a player of the week in the PGCBL for his batting performance. Has a chance here to drive in a run. Monahan might be 0 for 2 on the day, but on the season, he's batting over 500. Entered today batting 600. And we'll see the pitcher, Landon Birch, step off the mound. He wants time. There's a pinch hitter on deck for the Double A's. Monahan still waiting for the first pitch. Birch taking a while. Breaking ball misses low. That was just 76 miles per hour. Monahan never really looked eager to swing at that. The pinch hitter on deck coming in for Chase Morris, Miles Fontaine. So Thomas Eaton is rotating through his pinch hitters here. The 1-0 count. Swung on, hit into right center field. And it will be Ferranti who gets under it this time, but Jaden Madrid is going to make his way easily over to third. That is a sac fly that advances Madrid to third base. Miles Fontaine, the pinch hitter, up. Again, he replaces Chase Moore on the night. Moore finishes the day 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. With another pinch hitter on deck for the Double Days, that's Luke Guire stepping up, ready to go to work. Fontaine, a righty batter, Guire, a lefty. Still going against a righty pitcher. That's hit right past the field umpire, and an error by Michael Gardner allows the Double Days to score their first run of the game. Miles Fontaine hits it to Gardner. It took a weird hop at the dirt. It still looked like Gardner was going to make the play, but he just could not corral that ball. 7-1 in favor of your Auburn Double Days. That is credited as an unearned run against Birch. That was certainly an error. That makes it 7-1. By the way, the Double Days and the Pioneers each have the same amount of hits, but Guire grounds out right over to the second baseman, A.J. Lugo, who flips it to Gabbianelli. Out number 3 in the 6th inning, but the Auburn Double Days are on the board 7-1 in favor of Elmira. We'll be back shortly for the 7th inning. We're back here at the top of the 7th inning. Your Auburn Double Days just plated their first run of the day. They're still trailing, though, 7-1 here in this contest. Miles Fontaine now at third, Madrid at short, and a quick blooper bunt. The pitcher throwing it back over. Rocco gets it to Michelson in time. Michael Ferranti is put down on the bunt attempt on the first pitch he sees. And it's a 1-3 putout. Michael Gardner up to bat as the lineup flips over to the top of the order. So now, that's the pitcher, Ryan Rocco. He's seen 7 batters and taken them all down. The 8th one he sees, he gets to swing and miss. Michael Gardner. Right now, he's still in his first time through the lineup. So Gardner, Baker, and Tubman have all yet to see Rocco throw. The 0-1 misses outside. I like that pitch, though, trying to bait Gardner into swinging. Gardner today is 1 for 2, ground out a walk that he scored on, and a single. The 1-1 with 1 out. Breaking ball at a similar spot, this time misses low. It's now a 2-1. Rocco's only thrown just about 30 pitches through these 7 batters and gets Gardner to swing and miss. He really hasn't worked himself into any too terrible counts. He's fallen 2-0 a few times, but it's never really been worse than that. He's not getting into 3-0s, not really getting into 3-1s. It's all about managing the count and getting Gardner to completely whiff a third strikeout through 8 batters, 2 2/3 perfect innings. It might not be a great day for the Auburn Doubledays, whether that's starting pitching at the plate, but Rocco is stealing the show. Brett Baker sees 0-0, hits it foul down the third baseline. Pitch misses high, makes it 1-1. Ryan Rocco, 2 strikes away from 3 perfect innings in his relief appearance. Just past 8:30 here. That's it. Into left field. Goes directly to the center fielder. Brendan Smith comes down with it. Rocco, perfect through 3. The Doubledays, can they capitalize on the momentum of the relief pitcher? Find out in the bottom of the 7th inning when we return here on the Auburn Doubledays YouTube channel. We're back here in the bottom of the 7th inning after Take Me Out to the Ball Game rings through Falcon Park. And there's a new pitcher on the mound for the Elmira Pioneers. As the starter, Landon Birch made it through exactly 6 innings of action, only give up 1 run. That was unearned. So definitely a quality start from the starting pitcher. Now, a pitcher making his debut for the Elmira Pioneers, Kevin Proscio. He's just about to start his freshman year at Iona, playing Division I baseball. But before he gets to that, he has a full summer of Elmira Pioneers baseball. The righty standing 6'1", weighing 187. He'll be starting his day against Brendan Smith, who caught the final out in the top of the 7th inning. Brendan Smith stepping up to the plate. He's 1 for 1 on the day. He replaced Colin Haug, who also singled in his first at-bat. Another righty versus righty duel. Michelson on deck. First pitch he sees finds the bottom of the zone. It's an 87-mile-per-hour pitch, the first one that Pracio throws. The second, similar speed, up 88, and Brendan Smith fouls it up near the deck and hit off the net. I don't believe that counts, and yes, it does not count, as it's Michael for Ryan Gabbianelli, the first baseman, was going for it. That makes it an 0-2 count. Brendan Smith facing 0-2. Pracio doesn't get Smith to strike out, but a hit over to the shortstop, Gardner, to Gabbianelli. Out number 1 for Kevin Pracio. Kevin Pracio records his first out as a Pioneer. Now Braden Michelson up to bat, and Michelson hasn't exactly been hot today. Popped out to end the second inning with a runner on first, and then his second time up also had a runner on first and hit into a double play. So we'll see if he can turn his fortunes around tonight. First pitch misses high. One 0 count facing Michelson. And there's strike number 1 against Michelson. Count now evened up. That was probably his slowest pitch of the day, only 79 miles per hour. He's definitely used to pinning up in the upper 80s and gets Michelson to swing and miss. .89 miles per hour, his fastest pitch of the day. Now, 1-2, 1 out on the board. Michelson doesn't go there. Trying to use his speed to trip up the first baseman. Doesn't work. Now 2-2 count. On deck, Nacho Gonzalez, who has been hot today. You get Michelson on, and Gonzalez has a chance of knocking him in. The 2-2. Swung on, and Michelson just trying to stay alive in this at-bat. He knew it wasn't a good swing, but when you swing it a bad pitch, all you have to do there is just hit it a little bit, keep it alive, and stay fighting in the at-bat. Now, still 2-2. That breaking ball tripped up Michelson. We'll see if he stays vigilant here. Pracio, the pitch, in way outside. That loads the count. The first full count that Pracio sees here today. The young pitcher might have his mental tested through this long at-bat. The full. It's in. It's fouled off. Michelson showing his veteran presence here, staying alive against the young pitcher. Michelson, as I mentioned, 0 for 2 on the day. Trying to turn his day around. As we're here at the bottom of the 7th inning, the Double Days down 7-1. The payoff pitch inside. Michelson will take first base for the first time today. So Pracio has faced two batters, let one get on. We actually didn't see the starting pitcher in Landon Birch walk a single Double A's batter today. He hit a few, but he never walked a Double A's batter. Nacho Gonzalez swings at the first pitch he sees and could not connect, but he really went after that, nearly swinging out of his shoes. I'd equate that swing to kind of a heat check in basketball. He has been hot today, was going for an absolute monster swing and couldn't get it. There's a ball that gets past the catcher, Ryan Jones, couldn't corral it. Probably call that a wild pitch, as that was tough in the dirt, hard for Jones to grab. As Jones just couldn't keep up with the velocity in the dirt that the pitcher has. Pracio threw that in the dirt to make it a 1-1 count. Now there's a runner in scoring position for Gonzalez, who's had success today. Doesn't chase the pitch outside. After Gonzalez, it's Ryan Petagrasso on deck for the Double A's. The lefty batter swings, can't connect. Gonzalez in this at-bat has taken some big swings and just couldn't make any of his hacks connect. Another at-bat where the batter has really contested heavily against Pracio. The 2-2 in, with the count even, fouls it off to stay alive. It comes down to having a veteran presence. Gonzalez has a few more years of baseball under his belt. How is he going to work against this young pitcher who's, again, in his first PGCBL action? Hasn't played collegiate ball yet. 2-2. Swung on. Chopped over to the second baseman. Lugo will connect with the pitcher, actually. Pracio running over to first to cover the bag. But that advances Braden Michelson over to third. And now Ryan Petagrasso up to bat with a runner on third, just 90 feet away from scoring. Ryan Petagrasso. Ryan Petagrasso swings, whiffs, can't connect. That was an 87-mile-per-hour pitch that looked like it had a good bit of movement on it. Petagrasso with the 0-1 count, trying to knock in Michelson for the Double A's second run of the game. If he hit that one, he would have gotten at least a base hit, because he really went after that. But now Petagrasso down to the count 0-2 after that 88-mile-per-hour fastball. Petagrasso in the 9-hole for the Double A's today. Taveras rounding out the order after him. The 0-2 count, 2 outs on the board. Pracio gets through his first inning of PGCBL baseball without giving up a run. The Auburn Double A's still trail 7-1 as we head into the 8th inning. Stick around for more Double A's action coming your way. Back here in the top of the 8th inning, I'm Ryan Story on the call, in for Evan Carocchio, who covered the first 5.5 innings of this contest between the Auburn Doubledays and the Elmira Pioneers. Elmira leading 7-1. First batter in the top of the 8th inning is Jack Tubman, the left fielder, who swings, chops it over to the shortstop. Rumpf to the first baseman, Michelson, out number 1 on the first pitch. And that is now the 10th batter in a row that Ryan Rocco has gotten out. Heading into this game, he had pitched 4.1 innings for your Auburn Doubledays and had given up 3 earned runs for an ERA of, I believe, 5.4. Here through 10 innings, the entire time, he went through the Pioneers order exactly 1 time and didn't allow a single base runner. He's perfect through 3 1/3 innings. That's right, he's only thrown 37 pitches now against the Pioneers. Went through the full order in just 35 pitches. But falls behind 2-0 in the count against Jack Aylward. Like I said last inning, we've seen Rocco get into 2-0 counts, but he's never let it devolve worse than that. Today, or in this at-bat, he does that for the first time. Falls behind 3-0. He's in danger of losing his perfect relief appearance. His 3rd appearance for the Doubledays this season. And he won't have a perfect one. There's a 4-pitch walk that puts Jack Aylward over to first base. Ryan Gabbianelli up to bat with a runner on first. So, Ryan Rocco, perfect 1 time through the order of the Pioneers, but hopefully doesn't follow that trend of getting every batter out the same way as he did the first time through. If so, he'd be walking a lot of batters. There's a runner on first, 1 out on the board. Gabbianelli lets the first pitch go by. That's strike 1. Gabbianelli probably hoping that Rocco would continue his streak of balls. He did not do that. Pitch just misses outside. Great stop by the catcher, Jose Taveras. Makes it a 1-1 count. Gabbianelli 1 for 3 on the day. Jack Aylward, last time he walked, that was in the first inning, and he ended up scoring on that to cap off the 3-run rally for Elmira in the top of the first inning. Since then, he hasn't gotten on until now. We'll see if he makes it around the base paths again. Count, 2-1. 1 out on the board. Gabbianelli doesn't go, just missing the zone, makes it 3-1. Rocco in danger of walking back-to-back batters, putting runners on first and second. The 3-1 pitch, swung on, hit over to the shortstop, throw to second, over to first, and it looks like Michelson's foot came off the bag. Nacho Gonzalez's throw over to first was just a little inaccurate, and Michelson, even with his lengthy wingspan, couldn't quite corral the double play. So now 2 outs on the board after Michelson couldn't nail down the double play. Makes it so Jalen Tidwell's up to bat with 2 outs on the board, a runner on first, and that's a base hit. The first Rocco's given up today. Trudges into left field and puts runners on first and second with 2 outs on the board. That was the first pitch that Tidwell saw. He immediately chomped on that one. That puts Ryan Gabbianelli at second, Jalen Tidwell at first, AJ Lugo up to bat. Lugo struck out in his first and last at bat of the game, hit by a pitch and scored in the middle of that. Lugo facing a 1-0, now facing a 1-1 backward strike there. There's 2 outs on the board in the top of the 8th inning. Pitch misses the zone. So Rocco hasn't been quite as stellarly accurate as he was through his first 3 innings of work. Struggling a tad here in the 8th, but I imagine if he gets out here, especially if he gets out with in this at-bat with AJ Lugo, he's coming back in for the 9th, but he might not have that luxury. A roped double into left field down the third base line. 2 runners will score, and that's a stand-up double for AJ Lugo, his first base hit of the day. The Double Days now trail 9-1 after that 2 RBI double. Brandon Dubek will step up to the plate, and Thomas Eaton, before Dubek can get that opportunity, will come out to talk to his pitcher, who's struggled in this 8th inning after 3 flawless innings before then. Gabbianelli scored after getting on base via fielder's choice. Tidwell scored after getting on base via single. And now we'll see if Thomas Eaton will opt to keep in his pitcher. I imagine he does, and yes, he will leave Rocco out there on the mound. AJ Lugo standing on second with Brandon Dubek up to bat. The Double Days we've seen have really ran through a lot of pinch hitters today, and according to our friend up in the dugout, Jimmy, that was the plan for the Double Days today, was to go through a few pinch hitters, but we haven't seen any pinch hitters today for Elmira, which I guess makes sense considering they're having quite the day at the plate. Strike finding the zone as Dubek did not swing. One important note for any of you Double Days fans who want to get out here earlier, for the Pioneers fans watching this stream, right now, Dubek is the batter who, if he scores, if he scores after AJ Lugo does, that is, if he scores, that gives the Elmira Pioneers a 10-run lead over the Double Days. If they could hold that lead through the bottom of the 8th inning, they would end this game early due to a mercy rule. There's a fly out over to left field, and Brendan Smith ends the top of the 8th inning. Elmira leads 9-1 as we head to the bottom half of the 8th. We'll see if the Double Days can make the score a bit more respectable when we return here on the Auburn Double Days YouTube channel. Back here at the bottom of the 8th inning, and the Auburn Doubledays will have a new opponent on the mound after Kevin Proccio went through the Doubledays 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it's Cannon Van Duzer. We talked about Proccio being a bit young, hasn't played any collegiate ball yet. Well, speaking of going 1, 2, 3, 4 through, Cannon Van Duzer is now a grad student after going through his collegiate career. He's just finished up his grad year at SUNY Brockport. And his first pitch is hit into right field, and that'll drop right in front of Michael Ferranti. The first pitch that is thrown by Van Duzer is allowed for a single. Jose Taveras gets his first hit of the day. That flips it back to the top of the order. George Farley up to bat. And after Farley, it's Jaden Madrid, who is a pinch hitter in this game, in for William Ragland. Van Duzer this season has a 6.23 ERA, much better than his ERA at SUNY Brockport this past year, which was 18. Pitch inside. So Farley doesn't have the opportunity to make it 2 pitches, 2 hits, as he takes that first one, a 73-mile-per-hour breaking ball. Now Van Duzer might be standing 6'4", 290, but his velocity doesn't quite match up to Proccio, so it's a new look for the Doubledays, and that might be a double play. And it's not in time, as the throw from third over to second was good, but could not connect with Gabbianelli at first. So just a simple fielder's choice. Puts one out on the board. Jose Taveras is out. Farley is over to first base. Jaden Madrid is up with a runner on first. So now it's a 1-0 count. 74-mile-per-hour breaking ball. The score 9-1 in favor of the Elmira Pioneers. Your Auburn Doubledays really haven't showed up at the plate today. And Ryan Rocco, who was stellar in relief for so long, kind of collapsed in the 8th inning, giving up 2 runs. Now a 2-0 count. 83-mile-per-hour fastball missed low. We've seen the Auburn Doubledays this season blow their only game as the result of a late collapse. Maybe on the brink of their second loss of the season, they pull kind of a creative run comeback of their own. But Jaden Madrid swung, missed, makes it a 2-1 count. If Madrid can get on base here, that brings up Teddy Monahan. And with multiple runners on base, Teddy Monahan is probably champing at the bit to get on here. The 2-1 count. It's swung on. Madrid hits it foul. Madrid drops in the count to 2-2 after going up 2-0. We've seen through the day the pitchers for this Elmira squad have gotten into some trouble. They haven't been flawless, but they've always gotten out of trouble when it's come down to it. Whether that's the starting pitcher in Landon Birch, whether it's that's the relief pitcher in Kevin Proccio as the throws back down to first. Ryan Jones could not get it to Gabbianelli in time, though. Brings up a full 3-2 count. The bases loaded. Excuse me, the count loaded. The bases a runner on first. There's a pickoff attempt as we'll see the pitcher Van Duzer just taking a beat and keeping the runner on first close. George Farley immediately had to dive back towards first. Jaden Madrid had a double in his last at-bat, and he fouls that off of his shin. He goes down immediately. He seems to be in pain, but powers through it. Jaden Madrid instantly gets back up, limps around. That has to be painful. He's trying to walk it off, but that is tough. And Thomas Eaton's coming over to check him out, as well as the Doubledays trainer. And he seems to be fine now that he's kind of limped it off. We'll see if he goes back in to continue his at-bat. Currently, it would be 2-2, or excuse me, 3-2, full count, if he stays fighting. Puts his helmet back on. Monahan hands him the bat, and the Doubledays faithful will applaud Jaden Madrid as he stays in there. The full count with a runner on first. Madrid taking his time, getting into the batter's box. Madrid readies. Van Duzer had some time to think over how he's going to approach this 3-2 pitch. He readies. The throw. Misses outside. The weight got to Van Duzer's nerves. That puts runners on first and second. Madrid on first, Farley on second, Teddy Monahan up to bat, and we'll see the catcher Ryan Jones come chat with Van Duzer, as well as Michael Gardner also going to make a visit over to the mound. Got a pinch runner in for Jaden Madrid. Or he might not, as Madrid took that hit to the shin. And instead, it's going to be number 16, Zach Spurger, running around the bases for him. Teddy Monahan up to bat with runners on first and second. The righty batter going against Van Duzer. Van Duzer has faced 3 batters, gotten 1 out. Nearly was able to get 2 out, and if the Doubledays somehow managed to pull together a rally, that missed double play opportunity could be what's haunting this Pioneer squad at night. Pitch way inside. Monahan has to stand all the way up. On deck is Miles Fontaine with 1 out on the board. We're past 9 o'clock here at Falcon Park. Thanks for sticking with us on this Tuesday night. Swung on, that's fouled by Monahan. Makes it a 1-1 count with 1 out on the board. Doubledays won't be back at Falcon Park till Thursday. They'll have a matchup tomorrow against Batavia. But we'll be back here, or at least we'll have Evan back here on Thursday. I'll be gone for that contest. But luckily, we'll still have Evan here on the call. He'll get the full 9 innings, unless it's a mercy rule, which the Doubledays have pulled off fairly frequently throughout this season. Today, they were actually in danger of getting mercy ruled, which is certainly a first. Auburn hasn't scored less than 7 runs in a game this season. Right now, they've only scored 1. They need to score 6 to keep that streak alive. A 1-2 count for Monahan. He swings and whiffs at it, goes down swinging. That's the second out that Van Duzer has recorded. The Doubledays in danger of stranding 2 on the base paths. Miles Fontaine hoping to make that statement untrue. That was the first strikeout that Van Duzer recorded today. Miles Fontaine got on base via an error in his last time up. The first pitch, breaking ball, finds the zone, only 73 miles per hour, but Fontaine just needed to see one get past him. Patient batter steps back in. Luke Guire jumping around on deck. He's amping to get back out there. The 0-1, Fontaine swings, hits it over to the pitcher. Van Duzer tosses it to first. He escapes his own jam. Van Duzer to Gambinelli, and that makes it 9-1 heading into the 9th inning. We'll see how the Auburn Doubledays close out this Tuesday night clash. Stick around for more action coming your way. back here in the top of the 9th inning, top of the final inning here at Falcon Park, unless the Double Days can string together 8 runs, that is, in the bottom of the 9th inning. Before we get to that, though, we got a new pitcher on the mound for the Auburn Double Days. That's Tristan Roca stepping in relief of Ryan Rocco. Rocco, I don't know what we're doing here at Falcon Park on the mound, but Roca's first pitch is hit down the third base line. That's foul. Doubleday's Elmira third base coach fielding the ball. Up to bat, Ryan Jones, who struck out his last 2 times around, 0 for 3 total on the day. The 0-1, not swung on, misses low, 1-1. Roca filling in as the closer today on the season, has pitched in 2 separate appearances for the Double Days. Lasted 2.1 total innings between those 2 appearances and has given up an ERA of 7.71. Trying to improve that, but that's a deep shot into center field. But that center field wall is deep here at Falcon Park, and George Farley able to get underneath it for out number 1 of the inning. Double Days 2 outs away from exiting the field for the last time today. Michael Ferranti, the final batter in the order for the Elmira Pioneers. He's up to bat. Ferranti, 1 for 3, struck out in 2 of his 3 at-bats, and lands 1 foul down the first base line. Ferranti singled once today, but has struck out in those other 2 bats. So really a tale of 2 cities. He's either really good or really bad. We'll see if that continues today. It's a shot over to the shortstop. The throw, Luke Guire, the replacement shortstop coming in for Jaden Madrid. Couldn't get that throw in time. Braden Michelson not able to stop it at the bag before we see the runner Ferranti get there. That's an infield single for Michael Ferranti. Now the order flips back over to Michael Gardner. Gardner has a runner on first with 1 out on the board. Elmira, I'm sure, would love to add on to this huge lead over the Double Days. They lead 9-1 right now. First pitch in there for a strike. Roca really just tried to get out of this game, which frankly has not been a good one for the Double Days. But again, they'll be back tomorrow on the road against Batavia, and that's a big matchup. Our head coach, Thomas Eaton, he used to be a manager for the Batavia Muck Dogs. So again, big time game with a lot of meaning. That skied into the air, into left center field, and Braden Smith going to come down with it. Brendan Smith, excuse me. And that's out number 2 in this contest, or in this inning, making it a runner on first, 2 outs, and up to bat, Brett Baker. Baker, 2 for 3 on the day, flew out in his last at bat. Before that, he walked, singled, and singled again. Roca readies the pitch, in, low and outside. Roca has that low and tight stance that he throws out of. Roca readies again. Gets a swing and a miss on the breaking ball, 75 miles per hour. So as I previously mentioned, Luke Guire stepped in favor of Jaden Madrid, who took that shot to the leg on his own foul hit. Guire came in first as a pinch runner, as you see time called. Baker stepping back in. The 1-1 pitch. Misses outside, now a 2-1 count. Comes down to it on deck, number 25, Jack Tubman, who's gotten out in each of his last 3 at-bats. Pitch missing outside yet again, brings up a 3-1 count. 2 outs on the board. Roca looking to avoid the walk, putting a runner in scoring position. Gets the inside part of the zone, 3-2 count. He's gotten 2 strikes in this at-bat on 2 breaking balls. Will he go back to what's worked against Baker? Pitch, and that's cracked forward, fouled. Immediately taking off at the time of the pitch was the man on first, Michael Ferranti. We'll see if Ferranti takes as aggressive of a lead off of first base. With the full count, he's going to be taking off no matter what. The payoff, yet again, way inside. Ferranti doesn't have to be sprinting. He can walk over to second because Brett Baker walks and makes it runners on first and second with Jack Tubman up to bat. Now Jack Tubman, who's 0 for 3 on the day, walked and scored in his first at-bat. Again, part of that Elmira 3-run spurt in the first. The Double Days really never recovered from. First strike of the at-bat makes it 1-1 count. If Tubman gets on, it's Jack Aylward on deck. Another pitch by Roca. The breaking ball can't clip the zone. He's found more accuracy on those breaking balls, but missed it there, making it a 2-1 count. It's 2-1, 2 outs on the board. Roca just wants to get out of this, but now it's a 3-1 count. The same spot he found himself in. Last time he was in the 3-1 count, he went to the breaking ball. Going against the righty batter. The 3-1, and that's going to plunk right off of Jack Tubman. He makes his way over to first. The bases are now loaded. And Thomas Eaton is going to leave Tristan Roca out there to get out of this tough jam. Bases loaded, 2 outs. And Jack Aylward up to bat. Aylward 1 for 3 on the day. He walked in his last at-bat. Jack Aylward cannot afford to walk another batter and let another run score. First pitch, a breaking ball that misses low, excuse me. Looks like he hits about the mid to upper 70s on those breaking ball pitches. Swung on, hit into left center field, but that's caught by the shortstop, Luke Guire. It just didn't have enough speed on it, enough velocity to get out of the infield. That's an 8-run lead for Elmira as we head into the bottom of the 9th. Can Auburn string together 8 runs? Find out when we return in the bottom of the 9th inning. Back here at the bottom of the 9th inning. The Auburn Doubledays trail by 8 to the Elmira Pioneers. Auburn 7-1, in danger of dropping to 7-2. And this would certainly be their worst loss of the season between those two. Even though the first one might have been more heartbreaking, this was just not a performance today where you thought the Doubledays had their heart in it, had their minds in it. It really seemed like they were more focused on that Batavia game tomorrow, which sure, they have more skin in the game for that one, but they just really have looked disinterested today. The 0-1 pitch misses low, making it 1-1. Cannon Van Duzer still on the mound. He got the Pioneers out of the 8th inning unscathed, even though he let the base paths get a little roughed up. Now a 1-1 as we approach 9:30 here tonight. Fouled off over to the left field grandstand. The Doubledays have a lengthy stretch ahead, so a strong ending tonight might be a fortuitous thing for them in order to just keep some momentum heading into tomorrow's contest. It's a 2-2 count. Luke Guire up at the plate. He pinch hit for Connor Rumpf in today's game. Guire will be followed up by Brendan Smith, another pinch hitter, and there's a swing and a miss. He tried to check his swing but couldn't stop himself in time. Luke Guire goes down on strikes. That's the second strikeout of the day for Cannon Van Duzer. Now the Pioneers just 2 outs away from getting out of this contest with an upset win over the Auburn Doubledays, who right now are in first place on the western side of the PGCBL, but I don't know if that will hold, as Jamestown has a pretty good record, and it might be enough to get past Auburn with the loss here tonight, as there's the 4-3 put out. AJ Lugo connecting with Ryan Gabbianelli. There's out number 2. The first pitch that Smith saw, he swung at. Braden Michelson, the last bastion. A new batter for the Doubledays. Burt Maxim in for Braden Michelson. Michelson gets to rest for his last one. Burt Maxim, the righty batter, going against Cannon Van Duzer. Another pinch hitter on deck, if it comes down to it. Might not, though. The first pitch Maxim sees, he doesn't swing at. That's in there for strike 1. 73-mile-per-hour breaking ball. The 0-1. Gets Maxim swinging and whiffing. Another breaking ball. This one a bit faster. Got up to 77 miles per hour. Maxim in the hole. 0-2 count. Trying to fight his way out. Potentially the last pitch of this game. It's in. Missing way outside. Getting past Jones. Only 75 miles per hour there. Trying to trip up Burt Maxim. Maxim readying, the lanky outfielder up at the plate. The 1-2 pitch in. That's hit into right field and will drop in front of Ferranti. That's a base hit for Burt Maxim. He's not done playing tonight and hits a little celly over at first base. The Doubledays only have 1 out to work with, but up to bat is number 33, Dustin Wortham. Maxim entered this contest batting .308. Got the single there to boost his batting average a little bit in the pinch hit appearance. Now Wortham up to bat with a runner on first. Nacho Gonzalez, the man who came out for Dustin Wortham. It'll remain Ryan Petagrasso on deck, so no pinch hitter there if it comes down to it for the Doubledays. The first pitch of the potential last at-bat misses low. So the Doubledays, in the order today, have had pinch hitters in for the batter in the 2-hole, the 4, the 5, the 6, the 7. I believe just those 5. First, that next pitch misses high, making it a 1-1 or 2-0 count. 82-mile-per-hour fastball there. Nearly at 9:30, swing and a miss. Wortham was trying to plate 2 runs there. He really went after that. Van Duzer, readies. And he'll step off. Van Duzer now will reset on the mound. Staring down Wortham. The stretch, the throw. That's fouled off. That gets over near the Doubledays deck on the right in the right field grandstands. Makes it a 2-2 count. 2 outs on the board. 1 strike away from ending this contest. Wortham, readies. The 2-2 pitch. Hits inside, that bounces off Wortham. That's a hit batter putting 2 runners on. Up to bat is Ryan Petagrasso, who's had a hit today, been hit by a pitch like we just saw, and has also struck out. So Petagrasso has the chance to make this deficit a bit more respectable for the Doubledays. They trail by 8. He could make it closer in this at-bat alone. As there's a break, as the Bat Boys grabbing some more balls for the home plate umpire. Now that he's fully restocked with just 1 out left, Petagrasso going against Van Duzer. You have to wonder how much of a leash Van Duzer has here. As this is still a very impressive win for the Elmira Pioneers, and the more you win by, the more impressive it looks to those at home. An 0-1 count. Van Duzer's first throw-in was a strike. Now the second pitch of the at-bat. Van Duzer, ready. He's keeping an eye over at Maxim on second. The throw in there for strike number 2. He's got the 0-2 lead in the count. Petagrasso in trouble. The Doubledays on the ropes. This game now lasting over 3 hours. Solid length to a Doubledays baseball game. The fans at home got their money's worth. The 0-2 misses way wild, and both runners advance on the wild pitch. So Maxim advances to third. Wortham goes to second. Van Duzer still with the 1-2 count going against the batter in Ryan Petagrasso. Petagrasso struck out in his last at-bat, trying to avoid that same fate. The 1-2 count. 2 runners in scoring position, and there's strike 3. This game ends as your Auburn Doubledays pick up their second loss of the campaign. 9-1 in favor of the Elmira Pioneers, and the Auburn Doubledays drop to 7-2. Evan, what are your thoughts on a game like that in which Auburn really didn't have it from the opening pitch to that final strikeout?
I mean, that definitely was not fun at all. That one stings because that ends the Doubledays' home win streak. They are now 4-1 at home, and that ends their winning streak in total. They are on a 4-game winning streak. Now they're going to start over. They're on a 1-game losing streak. However, this is a, I guess, expected loss coming off of winning streak. Not by this much by any means, but this was an expected loss coming off of a heavy win streak to a team that is starting to pick things up a little bit. Their pitching was just great today. Doubleday's pitching was all right, but the biggest thing was fielding. Definitely a lot of lack of communication in the fielding today that costed some runs. Some wild pitches today that costed runs as well. And definitely need to have better plate discipline. Swinging at, 3-1 balls. We need to just have better plate discipline as well, and that will win the Doubledays games. And you talked about it. Tomorrow is a hefty game for the Auburn Doubledays versus the Batavia Muck Dogs, as this is one that Coach Thomas Eaton is going to want to win, and one that the Doubledays are going to want to win to start a winning streak. And we know that throughout the years, the Batavia Muck Dogs, have been a powerhouse of a team. So let's erase this game tonight, shake it off, whatever. Losses clearly happen. They're inevitable. And let's get the win tomorrow in Batavia against a tough team. That's my input, Ryan.
Great analysis, Evan, because you look at it, wins might compound, but losses compile, and you don't want to rack up those losses, as losing streaks really lead to bad juju for teams that have playoff aspirations like this Auburn Doubledays squad does. So the Elmira Pioneers take down the Auburn Doubledays 9-1. We'll be back on Thursday, or at least Evan will be back on Thursday. I'll be gone for that contest. We'll be back on the Saturday following that. We got to get on Father's Day this year, this Father's Day. So don't forget to grab your gift for your dad. For today, I'm Ryan Story alongside Evan Carocchio signing off for this clash between the Elmira Pioneers and the Auburn Doubledays. Have a good night, Auburn.